Some of our younger folks have probably never once listened to music through a thing called a CD. Yes, boys and girls, music used to come out of something like this. Just ask your great grandparents. Now, older people like me actually also listen to music through things called a record or a record album, right? Now, those among us who are fairly ancient, maybe 45, right? And all the dinosaurs out there, 8 tracks. And you know who you are. All of that brings me to the incredible gift of music and the ways that our lives could themselves be compared to music. I mean, are there not times for each of us when it seems like there is a bit of a music to our living? There's a certain flow and harmony, and for all the changes of pace that life throws at us, somehow ultimately the rhythms still come together. The differing voices and elements of our lives weave their way into a melody with harmonies. And if we are people who try to be aware and awake as we make our way through our days, I do think there's a certain music that we can begin to notice and to savor. And these are the times when we are awake enough to maybe appreciate a moment with family and to notice that we're appreciating it, right? To be aware of being aware that I'm here, this is good. Or perhaps it's a day when we feel pretty good, physically or emotionally, and we just acknowledge how good that is, right? Or maybe we have those times when it's easier for us to believe that our lives do matter, that we have our place in this world, that we belong. Or perhaps we just remember for a bit how great it is to have a friend or a teammate or a colleague or a spouse. Oh yeah, there's sometimes the dissonance of imperfections or crises. Sometimes the tempo changes. Sometimes a few of the instruments get a bit out of tune. But ultimately, the various elements of our lives flow together like music. And I would say that it's really important to savor those times when our lives are like music, right? And we cherish those people who bring song into our living. We need to savor them now because for each of us, the melodies of our lives can not only be altered, they can sometimes be suddenly and profoundly shattered. Our world can be changed in a blink, can't it? The bad news visits us in big ways or small. Sometimes we see it coming. Sometimes it comes out of nowhere. Perhaps that's that call from the police department saying, come to the hospital. Maybe we begin to realize a relationship is over, or we wonder if it ever really was real. We find that we no longer have a job. Or perhaps it's that look in the doctor's eyes when he says, I'm sorry. The news comes in countless ways, but when it does, it can leave us feeling as if our entire world has been shattered. It is as if the music of our lives has been silenced. Life is suddenly and forever changed, and we wonder how we could go on maybe. Sometimes we maybe even wonder if we want to. Such was the silence of Good Friday. Make no mistake about it. The death of Jesus on the cross was a shattering. As the body of Christ was broken on the cross and his blood poured out, it was as if music itself was killed. For his mother Mary, the silence was deafening. This was the boy she used to hold as an infant, to whom she'd sing lullabies, now tortured until he dies on the cross. At night, Mary tosses and turns. Through the day, she just suddenly finds herself sobbing. There is no song. There is only the dark emptiness of heartbreaking pain. It's a sleepless and brokenhearted night for the disciples too. I just picture Peter the next morning standing outside the tomb, just punching the rock that covers the tomb, weeping until he collapses. Life had gone horribly wrong. Mary and each of the disciples knew the deafening silence of all whose lives have been shattered. And when that happens to us, you can try to pick up the pieces and we try to make the song happen again, but we can't. We just can't make everything okay, and I hate that. But the wonder of Easter is that we do not have to. The stunning news of Easter is that in the love which raised Jesus from the dead, the song can continue. Notice that the scriptures do not say Jesus raised himself from the dead. They say he was raised from the dead. And God would do that for us and with us as well. In the resurrection of Jesus, a new song emerges from the shattered pieces. And this changes everything for those of us who follow his way, right? I mean, yes, the music will never sound quite the same. Maybe it's a different tempo, it's a key change. But Easter tells us all those whose lives have been touched by death, the song of our loved one continues in the life beyond what we can see. And that somehow even now their song surrounds us and sings in us. Easter tells all those for whom life feels flat, without joy, you have reason to hope that peace and meaning will return, that you will have it in you to laugh and sing again one day. Those who have been victims of others' selfish, sometimes horrible choices, Easter says to you, nothing silences your life's song. Your precious worth and deep down goodness is in no way diminished by what was done to you. The song of your life is strong. No matter how badly we've messed up, Easter says you are more than your sin, more than your worst moment, and you can begin again. And we can begin to sing with a different lyric in our lives. Not even the crushing blow of death could silence the song that God sings in this world. Life's crises and heartaches visit each of us. And when they do, we can't make it okay. The world will never be the same. But the God who in Jesus has taken on our every suffering, even our death, has been raised from the dead. Not even death can silence God. And through the sometimes broken pieces of our lives, the song of God's love continues. Our God sings love always. Our God sings love now. It is the stunning gift of Easter itself.